We enter the pathway and the gateway of the light of God, the light of truth. And we ask that the Creator, God the Father, come and hear our prayers here. We enter peace and we enter knowing that all is well. Everybody take a deep breath. Good. Now what you see is a picture of the background of a rainbow. Can somebody text me and let me know that they can see? Good. Everyone just pause and hold on to the sense of light, of pure nothingness as we enter the gateway for 30 seconds. Beautiful. Let us begin. This is section 2 of the energy medicine blocking any and all viruses inside of your cell. Now, the other day, we did step 1. To enter tonight's prayer, ceremony, energy medicine, we must always remember to call in the Creator of light, of love, of truth, first and foremost, all in a good way. Now, what some of you can do, since we're doing this live now, many of you will be watching this after it's recorded. So we suggest to you that you go back and you review the calling in and opening up of the circle, which we've already done ahead of time. But always remember, whenever you begin the sequence of the energy medicine, the healing, the truth, of strengthening the immunity, here we're going to build herd immunity for the peoples of humanity inside the cell, inside your cells, inside your DNA, to block any and all viruses. Now, some of you might laugh, and of course laughter is a good thing, but some of you may not believe, and you do not need to believe. So if this resonates with you, you can look elsewhere for your own path, and that is good. We say we love you anyway, but to those of you who come, and seek a path of oneness to the light within yourself and the truth and all embodiment, we welcome you again in light and love. So with regard to the sequences, I'm going to just briefly explain in a simple way so that there's a clear and unequivocal understanding so that there's no confusion. So the other day, we opened up phase 1, and tonight it's phase 2, and there will be 2 more sequences. So we're going to repeat good, everyone, to begin, open up and create the path of nothingness, of oneness, of simplicity. Drop your shoulders. Everyone put 2 feet on the floor. Ground yourself, bringing in the light, the pure light consciousness. We begin with the color purple. We start here and we're going to go out to 3 concentric circles. The color purple is the center of the cell. Just hold that there. Hold it in health, hold it in peace, hold it in truth, and hold it in light. It's that simple. Now bridge out in your mind's eye, in your imagination, without losing any focus. Be simple. And create outside of the color purple, which disconnects ever so slightly, engaging into the color pink. Now, one of you have already asked, what is the sequence? What is the mobility? What is the exact aspect of these circles? Well, it's a simple sphere. Whatever you do for yourself is perfect in the here and now. So good, that's the color pink. Now edge out gently. And again, the clarity here is to remember not to have any thoughts. Engaging out ever so slightly in an aspect of gentle white light. Now bringing in a sphere, a circle of the color green. Good, and again, this is a repeat of the first exercise. Now from here, imagine the pure white light consciousness and imagine for yourself, for we are all individual, yet we're all together. So when we draw this aspect, I want you to imagine for yourself 22 white lines just drawn out from your heart, out from the center of the amoeba, from the center of your heart, from the center of your cell, and make sure you cover the circle all the way around. We're going to do it together. Take a deep breath, going into nothingness. And begin. Breathing out. Good. Many of you are on 4. Now, okay, let's stop there. So again, it's very important that we get this clear. Nothing needs to be exact. Just in your imagination, bring everything in a good way into nothingness. Try to remove all thoughts of fear, negativity, lack, limitation while you're doing this. And continue. And just quickly bring 22 lines of white light. The energy medicine will produce for itself, for you, in full protection, going all the way around the circle. Good. 6. Beautiful. Wonderful. So now we're going to bring in the sound of the woodpecker on metal. This is section 2 for the energy healing to build herd immunity. That is what we want to say here is building a blocking energy, a protective energy, a healing energy to the cells within your body in the here and now, so that it creates strength and does not let any virus, particularly that the COVID-19, to enter into your cells. Now, for some of you, this might sound strange. This might sound indifferent to you to bring in the sound of the woodpecker on metal. So before we give you this exact description, this exact formality, I want to speak briefly of the teachings of nature in healing. Now, nature has a very powerful way to deliver us information that we can utilize in our day-to-day affairs in many, many ways. There are many elements and many treatments in the body, the mind, the spirit, the soul, in the thoughts, in the imaginations, in our words, in our deeds, that we can bring forth into our daily life so that we can create a life that is fearless, that is peaceful, that is joyous, that is literally abundant during this time. So we are all challenged to look and to seek the best within us so that we can further give out. To understand the sacred wisdom of nature can truly take a long, long time of sitting and listening. But for now, and for this purpose of the energy healing, to build herd immunity and to create a blocking mechanism that works to create strength inside of your cells to block any foreign energy that may harm you. Now I want to say, in addition to building herd immunity, to creating a protective measure around your cell, many of you know that today we're entering into many, many different realms for the earth, for the people. Some of you are questioning, what is the world going to be like? Everything is changing so quickly, and technology is changing not only by the day, but by the second. So in addition to what we're doing in this 4-section sequence, we are also shifting aspects inside of our DNA, which removes a draconian negative block that can be within us. So we're just going to bring in the sound of the woodpecker on metal. Now, this is a powerful, powerful, powerful virus, and as we combine the science with healing, with spirituality, with truth, with inner knowing, with consciousness. Many of you have heard the terminology, and this is good, of raising your vibration. We literally, together, collectively, need to bring all peoples inside the consciousness and raise the vibration for all of us. So when you hear the sound of the woodpecker on metal, it's going to come in loud, it's going to come in fast, it's going to come in such a powerful way. This is what we need in order to protect the cell from any incoming virus, energy, negativity, whatever it may be. Now, of course, I want to remind you that these exercises, the best way, of course, nothing is perfect, but the best way to get the best results for doing this would be to do each sequence in the morning, at noon, and at night. So let's all of us take 22 deep breaths, bringing in the pure Ha breath. We'll do that together by taking our left hand and tapping, holding on to the oneness within ourselves. Ready, and begin. Good. And just listen as we focus and allow this vibration bing. That's a good sound. Allow this vibration. Now, where you want to put the sound of the woodpecker on the metal is you want to put it in between all of the white lines of consciousness, the 22 white lines of consciousness that you created from the cell, from the amoeba, starting with the color purple, right? Going to the color pink, and then the color green. In your mind's eye, imagine shooting this out as a protective measure. It's going out like lights of dart. That's going to. There used to be a game there in the 80s, right? Gaming is very big today. That's another story. But there was a game, I think it was called Pac-Man, and it went out and it just like grabbed and it ate, anything that came in. This is what we want to do. Anything dark or foreign that comes toward the cell. Ready? Beautiful. And that's actually the sound that you want to hear to close out. The sound of the woodpecker going against metal. Now what you can do when you're listening to this recording and doing this every day, morning, noon, and night, with the sequences, and there are 4 sequences, this is number 2, is just play that back so that you can really get in tune to understanding what that's doing. So if any of you saw what I dropped down on the side, that was actually woodpecker wood that was taken from a woodpecker from the self, the energy of the self, of trust and innocence. We're all coming together in the center. We're all doing this together. There are no leaders here calling forth the hearts of humanity and all peoples of the world, red, black, white, and yellow, to come together. And I say to you that we need to gather now in an urgent way. As all of you know, 6% of the peoples of the world. If we gather together 6% of all peoples to come together in love, in light, in truth, in simplicity, in kindness, in pure forgiveness, and we bridge that out from within us, from our heart center, from our thoughts, our words and our deeds and our actions, to create balance on earth. We all need to simply step up, step in, and step through in the here and now. Beautiful. Entering the peace. Bringing in the sound. Thank you, Father, and Lord Jesus, and Holy Spirit. Okay, so tomorrow will be section 3 of the energy healing, building herd immunity for any and all viruses, including COVID-19, and building strength within your cell embodiment and shifting the DNA to pure health, pure consciousness. And the last thing that I want to say to you, is we must be aware in the knowing and become much more aware of what's happening in us, through us, around us, because The technology that is occurring, there's so much going on right now on many veils, on many levels, that so many are not aware of. And we must be the light. We must be the truth. We must not seek outside of ourselves to learn. We must be still and listen. At this critical time, it's going to be the majority of people, and without lack of without lack of having to repeat these words, these are not my words, but with regard to the collective consciousness, it's going to be the people who decide what happens to them. That's with regard to understanding and watching the sequence of sections 1, 2, 3, and 4 of protecting the cell, but more importantly than that, working directly with the DNA and working directly with stopping the transhumanism that is currently upon us right now. Now, those of you who don't know what the word transhumanism is right now we are in it. Computers, cell phones, iPads, electricity, everything in technology is merged in and around us. And currently, the means of artificial intelligence is taking the human body and placing various technologies within the body. It's in the phone right now with regard to a particular tracking device, an app currently right now, which is going in China, and many countries are talking about this, a tracking device that is within the phone that tells you whether or not, where you are, where you're going, what your purchases are. There's no more civil liberties anymore. Tracking to see whether it's a safe place to go if anyone is so-called infected with this virus. So it's going to be the people's choice, all people, everywhere, whether they surrender and allow this to happen. I wonder and I pray that we all come together daily to build the strength, to build the power within yourself, to build the light, to build the love, to build the kindness, so that we can stand with pure hearts and stay human, but human with a shift of DNA. So again, there's a battle. There's a battle going on, the light and the dark. We must all come to the center. So that is another teaching. That is another talk that we'll get into. But I'm asking all of you to be aware, to surrender to your own strength, the power of light within you. We thank thee, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And again, tomorrow we're going to be doing section 3 of the energy healing for building herd immunity and protecting the cell from any and all foreign energy or viruses, including COVID-19. Okay. Thank you all. Mahalo. Te quiero. Je vous aime.